In most crypto apps, connecting your wallet is, well, it's just a click. But when you're dealing with a high compliance treasury system, that one click becomes a really profound legal act. So today, we're going to break down the blueprint for connecting a wallet where every single step is designed for maximum security and legal power.
So that gets us right to the big question. In a world of high-stakes finance, why isn't just clicking connect even remotely good enough? Well, it's because when real fiduciary duty is on the line, anonymity is a liability, not a future. You absolutely need a system that can provide undeniable proof of who's in control and what they intend to do.
Let's really look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the wild west of standard Web3 wallets, right? They're anonymous, they're unregulated, and they're wide open to huge risks like commingling funds or, even worse, a last-minute address swap by a hacker. But on the other side, you have the sovereign treasury wallet. It's verified, it's compliant, and it is legally bound to a real-world person or entity. This entire system is built from the ground up to shut those risks down completely.
All right, so that brings us to our first major section. You've got to understand, this whole process is about way more than just linking up a wallet. This is about establishing your legal standing inside a digital ecosystem. The entire system is actually built on this really powerful legal idea called controllable electronic records, or CRs. Under commercial law, this means the act of connecting your wallet isn't just some technical handshake. No, it literally transforms that string of characters, your address, into a legally enforceable instrument. Your wallet address suddenly has real-world legal teeth.
And let's be super clear on a critical point of trust here. This whole thing is non-custodial. The platform orchestrates the workflow, it enforces all the rules, but it never, ever holds your keys or your funds. You and only you always remain in control.
And this diagram just illustrates that separation of concerns perfectly. You can see how regulated partners, like Gemini, are the ones responsible for the actual custody of assets. The platform, meanwhile, is like the air traffic controller. It manages the governance, the workflow, making sure every rule is followed and every action is proven. No single entity has all the keys to the kingdom, and that's by design.
So how do you actually connect your wallet? You might be thinking, this sounds complicated, but it's not some daunting technical challenge. It's a guided journey called the Onboarding Wizard, and it's designed to help you prove control, one simple step at a time.
The wizard breaks the whole process down into 4 really clear actions. First, you register your identity and evidence. Second, the system creates a unique challenge just for you. Third, you provide cryptographic proof that you control the wallet. And finally, that proof is verified and recorded forever on-chain.
Okay, step 1 is all about creating that legal anchor. You provide proof of who you are and your authority to act. Now, this is crucial. The system doesn't store your actual documents. It hashes them, creating a unique digital fingerprint, and then registering that hash. This is amazing because it keeps your information private while still creating a verifiable link to the real world.
Next, the system generates a challenge, and this isn't some string of cryptic code. Look at this, it's a plain English message. It says exactly who you are, which wallet you're connecting, and precisely why you're doing it. There is absolutely zero ambiguity about your intent.
And step 3, this is the main event. You take that human-readable message and you sign it with your private key. Boom! That one action creates an irrefutable mathematical link proving that the person who owns the real-world identity is the exact same person who controls this specific wallet. It's really the digital equivalent of a sworn affidavit.
Finally, the system does the math and verifies your signature is correct. And that act of verification, that proof, is then permanently recorded on the notary chain. Think of it as a specialized blockchain designed for one purpose, to be an immutable public record for these incredibly important acts of trust.
Okay, so you've proven you control the wallet. You're done, right? Not even close. Now we go behind the scenes to the automated safety net that protects the entire ecosystem, the compliance gates.
The second you submit your wallet, it hits a series of automated hard gates. The system enforces these strict rules. No pooled wallets, so funds can't get mixed up. It makes sure you're sending an asset to the correct blockchain. And of course, it runs automated sanction screening. These aren't suggestions. They are unbreakable, hard-coded rules. But automation alone is never enough. The system also requires human review. 2 different people in 2 separate roles, a compliance officer checking the rules and a specialized LexNode operator validating the legal standing, have to manually sign off on the wallet. This 2-person rule adds a really powerful layer of human oversight.
And even after all of that, after all the automated checks and all the human approvals, you still don't get instant access. You have to wait a full 168 hours.
Yeah, that's a 7-day activation cooldown. This is a serious institutional-grade security feature. It makes it almost impossible for an attacker to compromise an account and quickly swap in their own address to steal funds. It's a deliberate security buffer, just like the ones used in the world of high finance.
So, after all this rigor, what's the payoff? Well, a fully connected and approved wallet becomes what we call a fiduciary bridge. It unlocks a whole suite of powerful, legally sound financial tools inside the ecosystem.
The very first thing the system does is categorize your wallet within this 4-account paradigm. As you can see here, funds are legally separated into personal, business, trust, or LexNote accounts. This is so important because it prevents the commingling of funds and guarantees that you have these pristine, auditable boundaries at all times.
And this leads to something really cool called the fiduciary trigger. See, the system isn't passive. Once an account's total balance hits a certain threshold, say $2,500, it automatically kicks on advanced treasury functions. For instance, the account could get attached to the ecosystem's massive $100 million master insurance policy, bringing institutional-grade protection online without anyone having to lift a finger.
And this diagram just beautifully wraps the whole journey up. You can see the flow right from the initial legal paperwork through all the validation to the final execution. This is the legal perfection pipeline. You start with an idea at a wallet address, and you end with a perfected digital chain of title, totally ready for automated, legally sound execution.
So if there's one thing to take away, it's this. This entire architecture is built to replace the old world's reliance on institutional assumptions and trust me handshakes with a new paradigm of verifiable proof. It guarantees execution not because you trust an institution, but because you can audit every single step of the legal and cryptographic journey yourself. And that leaves us with a pretty profound question. What happens when our most important financial agreements become provably and truly unstoppable?